Bop, ba da 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 ba da da da. All right, we should have audio now. I don't know why we wouldn't, but we should. All right, everybody. Stream went kind of weird in chat, so welcome in, Jacob. If anyone else could type, I just want to make sure that my Streamlabs and my YouTube are synced. Actually, I guess I could do that. I guess I could just open up a new YouTube tab and see and go to my stream and see that I can actually probably be live and being able to type. So we'll see real quick. Real quack. So I am just going to just do this real quick and see if it comes up. It does. Okay, cool. We are all synced. Okay, what is up, everybody? We got 6 people in here, I think it says. 6 people. I think we got 6 people. We're going to be doing something new today. Oh my goodness. This is going to be interesting. I hope everything looks okay. I have an ultra wide monitor, which I do not like the aspect ratio of this because it's a 21:9 aspect ratio. So it's really hard to kind of condense that back down to 1920 by 1080 without everything looking really squished. Because if you have like a 2560 by 1440, you can easily downscale that, but you can't downscale a 2150 by 1920 because you don't have horizontal pixels to smash, if that makes sense. You only have, or you don't have vertical pixels to smash, you only have horizontal. So then when I resize it, it goes beep. So it looks bad. But Jacob, welcome into the stream. Salty Mew, welcome into the stream. How's everybody doing today? We are going to be going over something new that I haven't done before, and I hope that the stream doesn't look too bad. I know it's going to be like things are going to be kind of squished, like horizontally, they're going to be squished, but hopefully that's not going to deter you guys a little bit. Bry, welcome into the stream. How are you doing, my guy? How's it going? We're gonna just start off by creating a video timeline. I might need it a little bit later. I'm good. School got canceled for a long time. Join the club, Salty Mew. School has been canceled for me for a while, but I mean, I've been able to do online Zoom classes. But for the most part, my entire college is online. But yeah, so the goal of today's stream, I'm hoping to have like a chill. I'm gonna be working on a layout for a live series that I'm planning to do. So I'm gonna be completely new to a lot of the art that I'm gonna be doing, like the art style. Because I mean, I've put together plenty of layouts and other things, but I'm actually gonna be trying to do something really, really artsy. So we should be good. I'm good digging the hair. Thank you so much. It's as blue as your wrench gang. Okay, so let me pull up my wallpaper that I want to try to do. So okay, so the wallpaper that I'm trying to do is, let's see if I can pull it up. Okay, is there any way that I can get this as a bigger image? I cannot. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Very interesting, but it's not going to matter too much because, or actually, can I do this? Okay, we can do this. Okay, hold on. All right, we got this. We got this. We got this. Hold on. Black City. Hold on. Yo, Shaded a Feed. Welcome into the stream, my guy. How's it going? How you doing? Why can't I find? Okay. You know what? You know what? You're just gonna do. I'm gonna do this real quick. So we'll do that. We'll take this, save that. We will save that. Um, You're the guy that carried me. What up? My guy just tweeted this stream. Thank you so much, Travis, for tweeting this stream. You are a freaking amazing. You're the guy who carried me in Warzone. Dude, you carried me just as much as I carried you in Warzone, all right? My school's super unprepared for the cancellation. The online stuff we're supposed to be doing is barely set up. Yeah, that's basically happening everywhere. My school, like most of my classes and my college professors, like, we're taking a sub week off. That way we can get everything together and re-prepare the curriculum. So I'm like, okay. And then so now we're back to normal. Shade. Hi, Travis. Digging the hair, bro. Thank you so much, Travis. We worked on this today. I'm so glad how it came out. Like, I mean, if I could just zoom in a little bit right here. Look at and I'll just move up a little bit. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. Hello there. Just kidding. I wanted to zoom in on you guys. All right. Cool. I think that's back to pretty much how I had it. Okay. I thought you were going blonde. I had to bleach it before I could go this bright of a hair color. So I bleached it. I was a kind of Walmart brand Tobin there for a second, as many people were calling me. And then I decided to go blue because most of my color scheme, actually, you guys can't see it from my desk, and my RGB lights are purple and blue. So I did like kind of a darker purple or darker blue in the roots, and then like a brighter blue throughout the whole hair. Or at least I shouldn't say my girlfriend and her sister pretty much dyed my hair. So they did this professional quality dye, and it's amazing. Got you, fam. You look awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, though, Travis. You were the best. You were the best. Okay. So we're going to do that, and then I guess I'll just put this there. Might as well. Okay, so we are going to go File, Open, and then we are going to go to YouTube, Photoshop. Where are you? Where the heck did I just save this? Okay, Photoshop templates. We will open up this picture right here. So we got this wonderful picture right here. Actually, yeah, I guess I could just do that. Cool. This is so very tiny, but what I'm thinking, we can go image, and then let's go up here to image size. And then we'll keep it, we'll do preserve details. And then we will go, what if we go like, actually, can we just do, what if I wanted to do that? How bad is that going to look? Oh, it didn't enlarge anything. It didn't enlarge anything. Shout outs to them. They did an awesome job, right, Travis? Right? I mean, there's no way I could have done this. I didn't think schools would actually close. I was pleasantly surprised by a free week off, right? It was nice. My school got closed till May 1st or 5th. I don't remember. I think it's May 1st because my girlfriend, her sister is in high school, and that's when their school is closed too. So yeah, that's crazy. I know, like, a lot of colleges and stuff, they're just like, we'll just stay open for the most part because we could just do like an online curriculum. Okay, so I'm thinking somewhere around, so bear with me here. I mean, I could do, hold on. We're going to go here, and then we're going to go window, and then let's bring up, where would it be? Actually, can I just do this? Is this a keyboard shortcut for it? It is. Haha. And then let's do it like, I think I actually got that, like, did I get that directly in the middle? Yeah, about 3.5 is where I wanted to go. So we'll keep that like right in the middle. I know this like looks kind of bad right now as far as the quality of the image, but chicken butt. We're going to be doing something very interesting and time consuming. I'm going to be vectoring out this image, which is going to be kind of crazy because that's a lot of pen points and a lot of things to do. But I think with the cityscape being vectored and then with it being a vectored, it's a shape. So that way it doesn't look as distorted. So this is going to be actually my first attempt at vectoring. So this is going to be interestingly fun. I'm going to go into shape and then we're going to go to fill. I am going to do it as like a black right now. And then we're not going to do any stroke. And then, oops, we're going to do black with no stroke. And then what we're going to do is, let me actually add a new layer to do this mask on. And then what we're actually going to do is, it might look weird if you start changing the size too much. Looks pretty good so far. Yes. So that's, I know right now it looks really unproportioned, but when I start vectoring, like going through all of this, like say if we want to do this and just kind of like put some pen points on it, and kind of go through this, what we can start doing is, it will start to turn into a shape, and then we can go from there. And I want to put it like, I have no clue how to use Photoshop, LOL. Yeah, I'm like roughly learning, as you can see right here. I'm can I turn down the opacity? I can. Okay, so I'm going to turn down the opacity to like, we'll turn it down to like 38, just so that way I know where to actually make pen point. Oh, I know what I did. I did something stupid. So we will get rid of that right there. So I will continue to do this pen path like right here. Wasn't Vector the villain in the first Despicable Me movie? Yes, he was. He was. So we're gonna go in here and then we're gonna go about like 50%. That way I can still kind of see how things are looking. And then maybe we can kind of do something like that and like complete that shape, I want to say. Because what I want to do is I want to make shapes for the rectangles around the building. Or what I might do is just do an entire square. No, that might be too hard. I think what I might be doing is just doing this square here. The rounded rectangle, do that. And then we can do blending options. Then we can do a color overlay. And then do the color overlay to the, we can do that and then just pick out like this gray. That makes any sense. Okay. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. We'll pick that out and then we can do that. And then if I change the opacity on this shape, then that gives me more of a, we need to definitely, it's going to definitely take some time. Actually, I'm not liking how it's on this corner right here though. Actually, you know, because like these are rounded and then these are more squared. So that's going to look fine. Okay. So we can leave that there. And then now we'll just create a new layer. And then we're going to do the same thing right here. Yeah. We're going to leave that shape, that opacity. So now we're going to do this one right here. So I'm going to start like right here and then go to maybe like this line. Then go here. Then here. And then we're going to turn down this opacity real quick to about like 50. And then we're going to go along like this line, like right here. Go all the way to these shapes right here. And come here, that kind of that, and then maybe start to come like right here with it, kind of fan out it as it goes along here. Okay, so then if we, I don't know how much I like that. I think that's gonna be fine actually for right now, because I will do a second shape right here to like completely like finish off the top of the tower. Okay, I'm starting to learn how to edit finally. This, well, I mean, we might do some editing later. I just want to see how far I can get to this. But right now this is just going to be a lot. I'm starting to realize now this is going to be a lot of shapes and pain and misery. Okay, so actually, yeah, so now we'll leave this next. We'll do blending options, and then we'll do a color overlay, the same gray. I can only use iMovie. It works, but there isn't a lot to work with. Yeah, I mean, iMovie, you definitely get restricted a lot. Face Value, it's a good program. So we'll leave the opacity at like 50% again. So yeah, Face Value, it's a decent movie, it's a decent editing program, but yeah, it's definitely not the best. So yeah, we'll go from like right there, and then we will go across this bottom path here. So put it like maybe like right there, right there, right there, there, and then we'll like kind of right there, and then bring it up. And then so now we've got kind of the front part of things. Well, it's free, right? Hey, Claire, welcome in, Chica. How you doing? And then now we'll go, since that's kind of wrapped around there. So yeah, now that's there. We will go into blending options again, add our color overlay. And then if we were now to take away, yeah, see here, if I were to fully opaque all of these, you can start to see it's kind of iffy, but you can start to see, if we took this all away, look, you can start to see it's kind of rough right now. But you can kind of see that it's the shape of the roof and the contour. So I mean, if we did that, it's starting to look like the shape of a roof. And that's what we're trying to do with vectoring, is that you shape out all the lines, and then it's going to look like a rough blob. And then what I'm going to plan to do is like go through all of these, like especially for the glass, like you see right here where it has like a little type of shade. We'll go through there and do that shade, and then we'll do all the lines and the detailing, and then we'll go through and do the lines of the brick. And then once all that is added at the end, then it looks really detailed, and then you can just go from there and start detailing and shading. But right now, we're just going to get a basic shape of pretty much this building. So I'm going to try to, it's going to be a long process, but it's probably going to try to be like vectoring most of these, because I want the cityscape as a background, and then it's going to kind of contrast into a different background. And I'm trying to be kind of vague because I don't want to spoil the layout that I'm going to be doing, but I also am trying to show you guys the art. So if this makes any type of sense, then I am glad, because like I said, I am learning this as of right now. So I hope this also shows you guys a cool little thing. So now we're going to add another shape at the very top. Yes, I agree. So now we're going to add another shape at the very top, and then we're going to complete this like area like right here. So we'll start there, then kind of make some pen points there. There is a lot easier way of doing this. And it's called using like the shift key. It's like you can use the shift key and kind of like bend things, but I think as of right now, I'm just going to be like drawing rough pen points. If that makes any type of sense, because like with this being a rectangle, I can always fill in the shape later. So now we can go back to blending options, and then we can go into color overlay and then keep it like that. Visible confusion. I'm trying to explain it as many times as I can so that way I understand it too. But again, really rough generalized term of vectoring is that you're using the pen tool in Photoshop to trace shapes over an object. That way you can it adds like a little bit of style to it, and you can add like kind of shading and add different colors, and then it becomes a shape. So that way, no matter what size it is, like the whole thing is like right now, if I were to just leave this like this and like we were to, like export it, it would look really blurry because we blew up the picture. But now that I'm changing it into a shape, that's not going to matter because a shape technically doesn't distort from size because there's so much pixel density. I think if that's the right thing. You should put a little channel reference on your layout. Channel, what do you mean by channel reference, my guy? What you mean, Gallum? Because you were probably absolutely right, but I just need to know what you mean, Jelly Bean, because I am visibly confused. So we'll start from like right there. And then we'll connect this back part, which this was this first shape. So I'm going to turn this opacity down a little bit. Cool. So then we're going to start like right here. Hope did I not? Oh, let's start all the way back here. Also, your camera is weird. Yes, I know. I apologize. How I have to stream this is I have an ultra wide, which is a 21:9 aspect ratio. I don't know why I bought this monitor. It was a few years ago. I didn't know what I was doing or didn't know what to look out for. I was just like, oh, it's a really wide monitor. I can just use it. But so with it being a 21:9 aspect ratio, when I tried to shrink it to the 16:9 1920x1080p ratio, there's only horizontal pixels that are wider, not vertical. So when I shrink it, it just makes me look scrunched. And there's nothing I could do to fix that, even with like rescaling and everything else within like Streamlabs and OBS. And it was very hard to window Photoshop and window my webcam on like the layout and have it all not even more squished, because that's the whole thing is like if I window it on this monitor, it still looks squished. So really long explanation, but there's no other way I could fix it. So I'm sorry. Please bear with me. Once I make enough money, I can buy a new monitor and we'll never have to worry about this again. So yeah, I have in the chat for my monitor. I have actually 3 monitors. I could probably fix this by using a different monitor, but this is the one that's straight in front of me. And I figured I'm going to be staring at it for a while, so I didn't want to be like this looking at my actual 1920x1080 monitor or this looking at my other actual 1920x1080 monitor. So I could be looking straight on for stream and explain things and just keep looking straight forward. But yes, F in the chat for my monitor. It's horrible, but there's just nothing I could do about it. And like, for those of you who are an Astromania video, like if you guys watch his channel and watch his like kind of live or editing streams, he actually has I think it's a 1440p monitor or a 2K monitor. So it's it is a 21 by, or I think it's a 25:10 aspect ratio. But anyways, his is 2K. So he has the horizontal and vertical pixels that he can use to not squish things. I don't have that since it's a 21:9 aspect ratio. It's really weird once you get to the aspect ratios of an ultra wide, because it's like you think of a rectangle versus a square. Rectangle, you just stretch the sides. So when you try to squish that rectangle, the picture inside the rectangle only squishes, not conforms. Like, because with his monitor or other ultra wides, you can actually like squish it horizontally and resize it, and it comes together just nicely. Mine you can't. So sorry again. I'm rambling on this. Like, okay, I'm just rambling. Okay, sorry. I've officially lost my marbles. Okay, so I'm gonna go from like this point right here, and then we're gonna go all the way over here, and then kind of go along this bend a little bit, and then we will make our way back this way. Okay. So now we'll do that, and then that now. Oh, this shape is gonna. Okay. What'd I do? Crap. What did I do? Okay. If we now do blending options, color overlay. Okay. And then now if we change the rest of these all the way back to 100, I just want to see because I finally did the outer layer. Okay, so we did the outer layer. So we'll see if we kind of have a rooftop looking thing. That's the plan. So now if we take out the background, we now, okay, I need to fill in right there, but we could probably do that right here, right now. So now I could do that and then fill in like right here. Okay, and then now we'll go to blending options and go to color overlay, and then we'll fill that in. And so now I have a rectangle looking thing for yeah, we have a rectangle looking thing for the top of the building. Cool. So now what's going to be next is going to be try to figure out a way to do this deep part. So it could be somewhere like I need to kind of fix this. We need to fix. Okay, I know what I could do. Okay, cool. So now we're going to start here and then work our way like this. And then work our way along this black line. Kind of come up here and go here. And then work along this. Okay. Come out like right here to where it looks like that. Okay, and then now we're going to go back and then do blending options and then do color overlay. Yikes, in the chat, that does not look good at all. Can I move this? Nope. So now we can maybe move that shape, maybe. All right, let's see if we can do a little adjustment right there, and then right there. Okay, so now that's that railing kind of right there. Now we will go back and redo this. So now we'll go back to the pen tool, and then I will kind of go from like right here out until like, we'll go like along this line right here. Okay, and then now we'll go back into blending options and then color overlay and then okay, and then I should, if I minimize this, oops, go here. Photoshop looks hard. Photoshop's interesting. Okay, so now I have a decent looking rectangle, like the top of the building. So I have the top of the building done, and then now I just need to add the contour in here and then add the darker checker box. So Photoshop itself isn't too hard. Just a noob trying to do a Photoshop stream is hard, and I realize I've lost everybody. So if you guys really do not like me doing Photoshop right now, we can try to switch to something like editing. I'm a little bit better at video editing than I am at Photoshop. And then this Photoshop itself is kind of difficult because I'm also learning how to vector. So it's running into itself of another option. I can chill here. Perfect. Thank you, Score Bunny. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go into the pen tool, and then I'm going to figure out how to do this contour right here. So we'll add like from here, and then we'll go to like maybe like right here, and then we'll go to like maybe like something like this, and then like this, and then start to come up right here. And then actually we can, that way there's no space in between, we can go into here and then go behind this. Okay, and then like raise the shape behind that. And then we can now go into, if I can do this and go into like 50%. And that way I keep it just scaled along this wall. And then we can go into here, go back into blending options, go into color overlay, and then click on it, and then click onto this box. And then now I have an eyedropper tool, and then I can eyedrop to like here. And then now that will be that color that we just changed. And then if I wanted to, I can fill the opacity back up all the way to full. And then if we minimize this shape, you can now see I have like, hopefully once this is done in the darker color, it will look just like how the roof looks, how it's sloping down. So now we can do that and then go back up to shape 10 and then turn the opacity down. Okay, and then we can actually minimize that. And so what I'm going to do now to keep things kind of organized is click on these shapes here. Like all the ones right here in the middle. And then okay, so we'll click from there and then go all the way down to this one. And then now we will actually put these in a folder and then go outer roof. Okay, outer roof. And then we can now actually put outer roof above this, like above this point, because we want the inside to be concaved underneath. So now if I were to do that and then do that and take this down, now we can see that it's actually underneath the top layer here and concaving in. Okay, so now from there we can add a new layer underneath that with the pen tool, and then let's fill out this back part. So shape 10, that it starts right there. So we can do from layer 2, we can kind of pull it like here and then have it go along this back part roughly. How am I going to keep that bending going? Okay. So honestly, we can stop it like right here and have it go up into this. Okay. So now we can have that go there. And then if we want to go into blending options and then go into color overlay, and then we'll hit OK. And then if we just wanted to continue to check our work, we wanted to continue to checker work, we now have 2 slopes in the inner roof, and then I will turn, if we wanted to actually do it, we can do this and then turn this opacity all the way up, and then we have a slanted roof going in for the most part, and then I can fill this in with the next thing. Okay, so we'll fill that, we'll turn that opacity down. Okay, and then we'll turn this back on, and then we'll make sure to do a new layer, and then from here we will go into pen tool. And then I will do from here all the way to here. We can actually put it all the way back into here. Okay. Now we can do that. Wait, so you're coloring over the image to hide the pixels? I mean, it's working really well. Yes. So vectoring is using shape paths to create shapes that you necessarily can vector over an image. And so I'm going to be creating shapes that look like the image because the shapes won't be distorted, and I can add my own extra flair if I want it to be a different color, if I want it to be like a different like a shade, if I want to add a little bit of extra detailing, if I want to add a little light flare. It will give me versatility, and it will give, basically I'm just drawing the background in a sense in Photoshop. So if we go back to color overlay, and then now if we undid this, you can see if we were to do this one and then put this one all the way up to full, I just need to complete one layer here, and then now it looks like you have the roof concaved in. So now we can go back here to the shape, fill this one lower, and then we can finish off our rectangle finally with a new layer there, and then we can finish off the rest of this gray from like here. Then we'll go to like here, and then here, and then here, and then bring it back through this shape. Okay. So now, and then if we go here and then go to blending options and then go into color overlay and then quit it, and then now we go to here. And then if we were to turn this shape layer all the way up to 100, we now have roughly the concaved roof. So now I just need to fill in this square with the black square here, and then we can add the lines for the texture. So now we can if we want to go control and then add these shapes that aren't in a thing, and then we can add them to a folder, and then now we can go inner roof, and then from here, if we wanted to highlight this and then add a new layer, we can now go into the pen tool and then trace along this circle here where everything's at, and then add all of this in. And do all of that. Oops. Okay. And then now, if we want to turn this opacity down to like actually we'll turn it all the way down like really low because we want to be able to see those lines in a sense. Okay. So we'll turn that down, and then now if we were to get rid of that and then add this opacity in, we now have, let me, oh, okay. we now roughly have, I will add a new layer and then do the pen tool. And then kind of go all the way through this. Because it's underneath, silly me, should have done that a little bit better. Okay, and then now we can actually control there, and then we'll just merge these layers. Okay, now we'll merge that. So now we have ourselves a roof. Slightly. So, well, so you're coloring over the image. Yeah. I already read that. I forgot. Okay, so Ian, welcome into the stream, my guy. How's it going? So now we have a roof. So, but now I need to figure out how to differentiate this color and still add the lines. Sorry, mate. I've been lost for a solid minute. It's okay, Shade. I was up in the air of doing the stream. I really wanted a game, but I also really needed to work on this. So this is like my first time photoshopping and chilling. And this is also like a concept that I'm learning. So I could if you guys really want. Looks cool though. Thank you. If I really wanted, I could we could switch to editing. Because now from here on out, it's going to be basically me adding these little like lines. So if I was like going to come here and then like do this and then add that and then make it like a little rectangle, I would add that. Wait, what? You need to vector, not too shabby, just doing some light work to be productive today. Nice, Ian. Looks cool though. Thank you, Shade. Wait, won't you need to vector the whole image? Yes, so I'm going to be vectoring this whole image. I'll be vectoring all of this, and then for this half, I'm going to be importing another image just to vector that one too and contrast the backgrounds. So that's the plan. That's a lot of work. It's going to look awesome, though. I'm using DaVinci Resolve to learn how to edit. Ooh, DaVinci Resolve is an amazing program. I will admit, it's actually pretty difficult of a program. For me, Premiere Pro, I've just used it longer, so it's a little bit easier for me to grasp it. But DaVinci Resolve is an absolutely amazing program. In itself, it has so many things for being free. It's crazy. Like, I can't believe it's not butter. It's how crazy it is. So I'm just going to be kind of doing little shapes here and then adding like these like rows of like kind of like checkers right now. So we'll do like this one that's like right here. Okay. And so now if I were to like undo this bottom layer and then we were to redo this layer, I want to say, yeah. So if I were to do this, and do something like close to that maybe. I mean, now you can see I take that shape tool away. What I might actually do is this. So this shape, I might want to go into color over. I want to go into blending options, and then we'll go into a color overlay. And then we will pretty much go into this and then go into this picker here. And then pretty much I want to maybe pull out like a black like that. Okay. A little bit lighter of a black than what we were for the lines. But now if we go all the way back here, that is pretty much our roof. I'll definitely touch up, like, see this part, how it's like a notch. I'll probably touch up on that. But now we can shift do that, put all of these in a folder, and then rooftop. Okay, and so now we have our first bit of the roof. So now the next fun part is going to be, let's actually outer roof, and then let's add like a new layer maybe. What layer is this? Are these any of the back ones? No. Okay, perfect. So we'll add a new layer right here, which I'm doing that because it's going to be under this top layer here. And so it'll look like it's just an extension of it. So I will start right there and then end it like right there and then come through here. Okay, and then now we'll go into blending options, and then we will go into color overlay, and we'll go into here and then pick it for that one right there. And then so now, boom, bada book, bada boom. That is the, if I minimize out of that, that is roughly the entire top of the roof done. Now, I mean, just roughly, I need to go back in and go into like the detailing and stuff. But yes, that is the top of the roof done. So now we need to go in and we need to do these pillars. So now we can go minimize this folder right here. And then we want so this is going to be the very top of the building. So everything is going to be stacked underneath it for the most part. So now we will just add a new layer and then put it underneath the entire roof. And then now we will do the pen tool and we will kind of pen out this kind of block of building right here. And then bring it all the way up here. Okay. And then now we will bring the opacity down. Actually, we can leave the opacity all the way up. And then now we can go into blending options and then go into color overlay and then go into there, and then color pick like right there. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna be hard because it's gonna be hard to kind of get the roundedness, if that makes any any shape or form. Now we can kind of like go from right here to like right here. That like, and then endpoint right there, and then just blending options, color overlay, boom. And then if we were to minimize this, we now have the pillar kind of looking things, and then we will go in here and make kind of the front glass. That makes any sense whatsoever. And if I'm losing you guys, just let me know. We could definitely switch to something else. Actually, we're about like at 50 minutes. You know what we could do? If you guys want, we can switch to some Premiere Pro. And that way I can do the first half photoshopping and the second half Premiere Pro. You're losing me. Sorry, Claire. So yeah, I think for the most part, you guys are seeing how the project's going to be starting, and we will go from there. So what I think I'm actually going to do from here is we're going to save this, Um, save this there, and then make it. Okay, so we'll leave that there. Rewrite it down. We write it down, beesies. Okay, so I think actually what we're gonna do is I'm gonna exit out of Photoshop, and then we're gonna go into the piece de resistance, some Premiere Pro, and this you guys will see the bread and butter on how I edit videos, and we will start the editing process with actually, since I've already done it, we can edit the rest of, or let's see, hold on, let's see. I forgot how much I've actually edited of my ABL battle. So we will put it there. Okay, so I just started it, honestly. But this doesn't encompass. Actually, okay, so I got it. We're going to do this. I'm going to start a new project. That way I can show you guys some key things for audio sequencing and like multi-track audio editing, and show you guys how to do something like that. So how do you feel about being in a comedy movie? Comedy movies are cool. I like comedy movies. So this one we're going to go for Generations tag lock. Gen 2. Actually, we'll just do Generations tag lock 2 because this is my second one doing it. Okay, so for Premiere Pro, really important is that you want to make sure you know like where you're saving your project to, and then render. If you have a NVIDIA graphics card, you want to make sure that you're on the Mercury Playback Engine GPU acceleration CUDA, because NVIDIA has CUDA cores, and Premiere Pro helps with that. So this one, you can leave the display like the display format timecode. You can leave all that the same, and then you can click open. So now your Premiere Pro, if you have it, or if you're wanting to get into editing and you're going to use it, will not look like mine. I can find a way to see if I can save this layout and send it to people if it's what you like. But basically, you can grab like one of these, like you can see where the box turns into like one, and you basically grab it and drag it into different places and drag them how you want them. Like if I wanted to put my program sequence in the middle underneath my timeline, I can. But this is just where I've had to do it because like I like a tall timeline, if that makes sense, because I add a lot of video layers and I have audio tracks, and so it's easier to keep everything simple. So now we can just go over here, and then I like to add some bins, and we can go into like video because this is where I'm gonna put the main video. We can do our intro because there's going to be an intro, and then outro because there's always an outro. And then now we can go into effects, and then sound effects, sound FX, and then we can go into webcam because I record my webcam footage separately. So webcam, and then now we're gonna actually import. Now we're gonna import. From here, we're gonna import our my transition pack that I have. So now we'll do that, and then while that's importing, we'll do that. And then that'll be the final folder to transport in. And then from there, we can do this thing called waiting for Premiere Pro to work. That's like the longest thing sometimes, is having to like wait for footage to load in. But man, oh man, I'm like looking at my stream on YouTube, and it doesn't look good. And I'm so sorry. This is like way below. This is something that I've done wrong. You probably never will get this, but this is just something I did accidentally, but I can just hit cancel. And then now we have a full transition pack that we have. Cool. So now the next greatest thing is we need to go into okay, so I think it starts, yeah, it starts right here. So we can now, I gotta move files around, YouTube, and then we will go into generations tag lock, and then recordings, and then we'll go there. So I basically gotta wait for some files to load on the other side. You're fine, mate. I'm just trying to understand this process. So basically what I'm doing now, as you can see here, I'm moving over some footage into like from like a specific folder, because this is gonna be the final destination where I'll put them. So I gotta wait about 4 minutes. So Shade, questions. What you missing out on, my guy? I can walk you through this. And this is how I do all of my editing. I open up Premiere Pro. I open up Premiere Pro. Don't worry about anything about the windows. You guys will probably look something. You guys will probably look something similar to, like, maybe it'll show something like this, like editing, or maybe like a learning. This one's pretty standard of how it shows things, or it might go like there's like a color one. This is just like how Photoshop how Premiere Pro like does things. So mine I've completely just customized to how I like it. But basically what I do is I open up Premiere Pro. It comes to this screen. I create these folders because these are the folders that I always use. I always put effects in. I always have my intro moment, outro, sound effects. I have my transitions. That's the ones where they just, you guys will see, I'll probably make some transition. And then I will do, I have my video, which is like my main recording, and then I have my webcam. And I just create these folders because it keeps Premiere Pro looking nice and neat. And Chris, I did dye my hair. Actually, I didn't do it personally. My girlfriend and her sister dyed my hair, and I just absolutely love it. It is so gorgeous, and I love it. Wait, Chris, you dyed your hair too? No way. No flipping way. Last night Mo did my hair. No, get out of town. Get out of town. Did we just twin? Did we just twin? Also too, Shade and Chris. I honestly, I shouldn't be asking this, but would you guys want to maybe play some Warzone together, because that was really fun. But I can't play for that long because I've got homework and to finish these 2 projects, but I really want to play video games with you guys. So after the stream, do you guys want to play some video games? Maybe, please. I'm putting my hands together. Cool. He said yes. All right, let me look at this cutie Chris's messenger. Oh, it's he went dark. Once dinner's done, I'm down. Perfect. Oh, he went dark. Look at that. Would you look at that? Why? Why did it have it? Okay, that's interesting. All because you said a color. Premiere Pro is like, nah. Okay, so these are moved, and now I'm gonna go. I just gotta rename them. Generations. Tag lock. Two. W. Now we'll do rename, and then actually we'll just go GT2. Then we'll rename this GT2 WC for webcam. So now I can start moving. You can see here it says copy. I can move this into the specific folder, which is going to be webcam. So I gotta wait for Premiere Pro to import the file, and then so now it's in webcam. And look, it's nice in a way. Now we got GT2, and now I could put that there. So me personally, I always like, and then also too, you can see right here, it'll say conforming. This is how Premiere Pro like will encode the video to be able to put it onto your timeline. So that's another thing. Sometimes you have to wait for that to go, because if I were to just import this and drag it onto my timeline, the timeline itself will just like look kind of blank. That makes any sense. So now I gotta wait for it to conform, and then it's gonna read all of the video stuff, all of the audio stuff, and do all of that. So yes. Oh my gosh, Dylan, oh my gosh, thank you for stopping by this stream, my guy. It means the world. Man, oh man, I haven't talked to you in forever, my guy. I love you and I miss you. And I wish this was as professional as it could be, because as I've said 4 times now, I have an ultra wide, so it doesn't like to recondense the screen. So if it looks smushed, it's because my aspect ratio doesn't allow me to conform it back down to 1920 by 1080. So I had to set my canvas to a specific size in Streamlabs and then rescale it, and then it doesn't look good. So I am terribly sorry. Normally my videos look a lot better than this, Dylan, so please don't be too harsh. But I love you and I miss you, and we're just going over some editing for the last hour. If you didn't say anything, I wouldn't have noticed. Damn it. I'm bringing it out. Okay, nobody notice the horrible squishiness, okay? So if you're just now tuning in, Dylan, I don't know how long you've watched for, but I did some vectoring in Photoshop and we made cool shapes, and now we're moving over to Premiere Pro to show everybody how I edit. And I will actually, fun fact that I am just gonna drop now, I am actually making a video series on how to be a PokeTuber. That is in the works. The whole coronavirus and me being away from home put that away. But basically in this video playlist, I will show you guys how to set up all the emulators, the best settings for those, how to set up your Streamlabs and your OBS for the best settings to record. And then I will show you guys more in depth on how to edit. I mean, right now you guys will pretty much see how to edit, but I will show you guys how to edit and then how to make a layout. And so that's going to be kind of the whole encompassing how to record a video, how to start YouTube, and how to be a PokeTuber. So look forward to that playlist coming out. I'm really happy about it. I've been working on it for a little bit. But also too, I decided to like just stream it because I have a lot of work I need to do for these projects with like Generation Taglock, my ABL, my new live series that I'm starting. So I'm like, might as well just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So yes. Score Bunny's like, ooh, sounds interesting. I hope it's gonna be interesting. It's really what I've learned in like the commentary of it. It's really interesting of how to do a tutorial commentary versus how to do a gaming commentary. Because like when you're doing a tutorial commentary, you have to be like really clear, precise, and concise. Like you have to know a lot of information and know how to say that information in as little words as possible that fully encompasses explaining the subject. Because I've done like so many recordings of it and I've had to scrap them because like the recording was like an hour long of just spewing out everything that I knew. So now that you saw everything was conformed, you can now see, if we zoom in on the timeline, you can see these different different wavelengths. And if I scale along here, you can see everything move and like for the whole video, and then you can see that there's multiple audio tracks. So what I like doing, wait, is your hair blue? Yes, my hair is blue. I just dyed it yesterday. So I did a little blue, and then it's like my dark brown on the sides. I figured spice it up for the camera, and my girlfriend and her sister did an amazing job on it. I can't appreciate them enough for it. So I hope you guys like the spicy like blueness, because I just decided to be wild. So what I really like about separate audio tracks, and what I want to know is, can you guys actually hear it? Oh my God, it's been an hour. How? I know time just flies when I'm throwing knowledge at you guys. So I separate my audio tracks by, oh, and also too, what I did there is you can link and unlink video, like you can link and unlink time, like a track. So if it's linked, if I click on any one of them, they're all highlighted, and if I move them, they all move together. And if I make a cut, which is like right here, if I make a cut, it cuts the entire clip, and then I can separate them all at once. So that's really cool and dandly, but for the most part, what I want to do is I need to separate these audio tracks real quick to edit them differently. Hey, I'm taking a break from editing and wanted to stop by and say hi for a few minutes. Thank you so much for stopping by, May. It really means the world. And now you can stop by and see how I edit. Wow, right? Fascinating. Okay, so now I'm going to unlink these time tracks, because this one is blank, because I don't, this is what so when I separate my audio tracks, I have this specific audio track for my my microphone. I have this audio track for the game, and then I have this audio track if I ever have anyone in Discord. Hi, everyone's editing tonight. Dude, everyone's on that grind. So this one I don't need, because I don't have a Discord track in any of these recordings. It is just me. So I can delete that audio track, and then now what I'm actually going to do is bring down both of these audio tracks, because when I need to actually bring in my next footage, which is my webcam, I need to actually bring in, because my webcam has separate audio tracks too. So I need to bring my webcam and bring it there. And so now you can see me making that wonderful face before I actually start editing. Now with my webcam, I need to do the same thing, which is unlink them and then set them here. And then you guys can see that these two like audio wavelengths look the exact same. That's because they're both for my microphone. And so now I can do a fantastic thing called timeline synchronization. So I can move the timeline to where it has like enough room on both sides to adjust things. So now I can go here and I can highlight every track, and then I need to go into this button right here called synchronize. So synchronizing will, if you select an audio track that you want it to sync to, it will sync every single piece of audio to that track. So I want to sync it to my audio track 1, which is my game, which is what's attached to my game footage, which is the timeline that I go off of, because I use Streamlabs OBS to record my webcam, and I use OBS to record my gameplay. Now I've set a hotkey on my keyboard, because I don't have a Stream Deck. I've set a hotkey on my keyboard to make them record at the same exact time. So now I can just sync it to one of those audio tracks, which I'm choosing audio track 1 because that's my OBS time zone. So, or my OBS time code. So we'll just do that, hit OK. It's actually going to sync all the clips together. And you can see that they kind of you saw the timeline, I jumped a little bit. If I really zoom in on the front right here, you can see that they were all even at one point. Now, if I really zoom in, you can see that they're, these cut in a little bit. So now the audio wavelengths are the exact same time. And don't mind me, for some reason, I've gotten to a habit to where I count down before I edit all the time. And so, yeah, there's that happens. So I already know that I messed up on the beginning of this recording. I remember it vividly. So, oh, I just love it when I pause. Look, I look like I'm sneezing. Look, it looks like it's a little sneeze. Okay. So now I can set it up there, and then I can now go right here, make a cut at the beginning of what I'm going to say, and then I can now ripple delete. So what's really cool about Premiere Pro is this thing called ripple delete. I think other things have it, but if you hit delete on your keyboard, I will delete the track and put the leading, like where I made the cut, I will delete it and it will move back to that time code to where I'm deleting the track from. So it's really cool. For instance, like ripple delete is really cool. If I make a cut right there and I make a cut right here and I don't want any of this footage in between, if I were just hit the backspace key, it would be right there. And like you would see that there would be like that track that's just like the empty space. And then I would have to highlight this, like highlight all this and move it back over. Now that's not fun. That just takes, I don't know about you, but that just takes way too much time. So this thing called a ripple delete. So if I highlight this and hit the delete key, now I deleted the track and it automatically ripples back to where I made the cut to where now it's a seamless cut. And I don't know about you, but the less clicks, the better of what I have to do. Okay. So now there's that little fun fact. One of my favorite things to do is pause my video at random times and laugh at the silly faces I make. Oh, it's the best. I mean, if we probably went like right here. Oh, never mind. That's just me looking at something. Never mind. It's just a bunch of weird face. Oh, there you go. I'm itching my face for some reason. Okay. So now the next best thing to do is we actually have to go into, or did I mess up again? Actually, can you guys, since I don't have my headphones on, can you guys, I mean, if I put my headphones on, I know I can hear it, but can you guys actually hear the Premiere Pro timeline? I can't hear it. Well, that's just not fun. Okay, so what if we go into, where would I go to set that? Where's preferences in Premiere Pro? Okay, preferences, general. Okay, let's go into maybe audio and then go, audio hardware. Okay, cool. Default output. And is this, oh, it's the same. Can I change it to this? Sure. Let's do that because that's where my microphone comes out of. But what's interesting here is I have it put to this. Is your streaming software got the audio output on the desktop audio? Yes, it does, which is weird. Oh, you know what it is? Hold on. You know what probably it is? So if I do this and play. Oh, it doesn't. Why is that? Hold on. Properties. Can we do? What if I do that and then if I do this? Well, that's not working. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, cool. Now we're going to learn a little bit about Voicemeeter, because now if we go into here, this is my Voicemeeter. This is my audio, like audio-ness that we do. Okay. So put your headphones up to your mic. I don't think my headphones even go loud enough for that. Okay, so what if I went to like A2 and then we tried that? Because what's like, oh my gosh. Don't mind me. So sometimes I'm the stupidest person in the world. And you know what it is? I literally have my desktop audio muted in Streamlabs. And so I don't need to change a single thing besides the unmute button. So I'm over here trying to track down every single way that it could be wrong. But I muted the desktop audio from when I recorded with my webcam last. So now if we do this, and if I learn to play, you guys can hear it, right? You guys can't hear it still? It's going through my Streamlabs. Are you kidding me? Are you joking me? What if we do that? Please? Please? Is the volume up? Yeah, the volume should be up all the way. All right, that's it. I quit YouTube. We're done. We're done. We're over. Okay, so that's such a bummer. So even if I'm gonna adjust the audio gain like by my. Did I mess that up? Okay. So I guess I'm so sorry. I don't know why Premiere Pro isn't wanting to be cooperative. That's the first time I've ever heard of that. Like if we go to audio hardware. Yeah, like this is all correct. This is all where it should be. Well, I'm terribly sorry. I don't know what's going on. It's outputting on Streamlabs OBS now. It's outputting through Premiere Pro. I can hear it, but I guess it's just wanting to be a stoopy head. So I won't be able to play it too much. Try unplugging your headphones and see if we can hear it. So fun fact, my headphones are actually outputted through one of my monitors. So I have two desktop outputs. So I have this one where it is a hardware out. Oh, wait, that could be. Okay, hold on. That could be it. That could be it, May. You could be a genius. Okay, you could be an absolute genius. Because I need to go into it could be. No, because there's not that. Okay. Well, that's a bummer. What if we did something along the lines of so wait, what plays when I actually play? Okay, so everything should be coming out of A2. But if I maybe if I do this. Okay. Can you guys hear it now? It's so weird. Well, cool. Boy, oh boy. Okay, well, terribly sorry. I have no idea how to fix this. So, I guess I'll just show you guys how to do. Yeah, we tried. Sorry, shrug face. I'll show you guys how I do things. So, now next thing we need to do is open up Photoshop because I need to figure out how to size everything. So we'll actually open up Photoshop and go to the layout they're going to be doing. So this is the layout that we have. In OBS, I actually don't record with the layout on because I can do like different full screen edits and adjust my webcam to certain ways. So now we have the overlays, what I'm trying to say. And then we have things where these are cut out. So always make sure these are transparent. That way you can overlay your video underneath them. So now what we're going to do is just file export. I always go to export as. I always make sure it's 1920 by 1080. The scale is 100%. And then I always go right here into the resample rate, and I always go to preserve details. I don't know how much of a difference this actually makes, but I always just do it for my well-being. So then we'll go to export, and then now we'll go to generations tag locks. Oh, I forgot. I already exported it. That's not needed. Okay. So now I will figure out to where I'll figure out to where I go into, okay. Okay, so we'll go like right, maybe like, I'll just pick like a random spot. We'll go like right there. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, okay, I need to get back to work on my end. I hope your editing goes well. Thank you so much for stopping by, May. I'm sorry that I kind of failed the whole time you were here and didn't get to show you too much, but enjoy the rest of your editing, and I will see you very soon. So you have a wonderful rest of your night. That's what I'm just trying to say. Okay. So we will go into generations tag locks, go into where my graphics are, and then I will actually, oh, I forgot to, silly me, I forgot to actually add that folder. So now go to new bin, and then we'll go into overlay. Hello, you're fine. I did it on Mac anyways. Oh, you Mac user, you come to the PC side. We have cookies. We're a lot better on this side, okay? But anyways, bye. Okay, so now we'll go into, we'll put this overlay in our overlay folder. And so now what we can do for you wonderful people, I can now put this PNG over my timeline. And so fun fact. So as you see that if I just get rid of, this, you can see where I already have my screen pre-placed. That's because I guess we could just show you this right here, right now. So that's because if I open up my OBS screen, which this is OBS, hello. If I open up OBS and then I like try to play, let me just open up my ROM. So we'll go file and then we'll open recent, and then I will go into this, my Pokemon Crystal tag lock. So, and then if I go into my generations tag lock and I go into my game and I go into my Visual Boy Advance, so boom, we have the gameplay there. So now you can see I have this little overlay tab. So in OBS, I size the screen to the overlay, but then I actually take out the overlay for when I record, because for this exact moment, when we're gonna minimize both of these. For when, oh, you guys probably actually couldn't hear a single word I said because that desktop audio was so loud. So now when I edit in a layout, I don't have to resize my gameplay. I just throw on the overlay and it automatically goes right over it. It's perfectly sized, and we are rocking and rolling for that aspect. So now the only thing we have left to do that needs to be resized is my webcam. So of course it can't be perfect. I can't put both of them in there, but I like recording my webcam and my gameplay separately. That way I can color correct and edit them differently. So if I really wanted to, if I'm in the middle of a gameplay, I can delete the layout and I can delete the gameplay, and then I can have a full screen webcam to where I can edit it all that I need, or I can like probably show you guys some like editing later once we get like in the midst of editing. But so now I just have to resize my webcam. And so that's over here in the effects control panel, which you can't see because my webcam's over it. Let us just move let me just move my webcam like over here because this is just like the audio. Like you guys don't need to see this part. Okay. So this is the effect control panel. This is where you could do all of your motion, your positioning, your scale, your rotation, do your anchor points. You can create a bunch of really cool things in this effect control panel. So basically what we're going to be focusing on is motion. So this will be the position and scale of my webcam. So we're going to turn the scale down to maybe like 25. Oh, I turned my num block off for some reason. So we'll turn it down to like 25. And then, so now I got a tiny boy webcam. So now we can move this webcam over here into like the position here. And then we can just now adjust the scale. Let's just adjust the scale by like 10. For this, I'm going to make sure I'm just mostly set. Actually, we will subtract that by like 5. So for this, I'm just going to make sure I'm mostly in the frame and I'm not going to really worry about so if we want to, cool thing you can do is if you want to highlight this screen right here and then press the tilde key, which is right above the tab key on your keyboard, you will actually go into a full screen of this right here. And so now we can check full screen if I'm centered or not, which I'm not, which I wish, I don't know if there's like a plugin or anything from Premiere Pro, but I wish there was like a center, like you can put like a crosshair center key, like right here, to where it would be able to show me. So maybe if I even wanted to do something like, if I want to go like 28 of the scale, and that way it gives me a little bit more room to show more of my bookcase. And if I wanted to maybe put it like, actually 28 scale looks actually like perfect for this webcam. Actually, no, it doesn't. It's not enough. So I can even probably just go into like 29 scale. And let's just be safe and put it let's just put it at 30 again. That way I just have enough room and we can see here. And I can say I'm roughly pretty centered. I might just bring me over like just a little bit. Like just a little bit right there. And then I would say I'm pretty well centered and everything's in the frame. So now if we wanted to play this, I can scrub through my timeline and I am pretty well centered talking through most of it. So if I wanted to put that there, actually, maybe if I wanted just to right there, that looks perfect to me. Okay. So now we can probably just put this layout like for the rest of it. So this is the Generation Tag Lock episode. So it's a really long episode. So what I did is I chopped it into like multiple 40-minute segments, but there's a lot of unneeded dialogue and unneeded things here. So what I can probably do is cut down a lot of this. So if you see here, there's a lot of like dead spaces. So I can go through and do go through the dead spaces and do all of that. So that's probably what I'm going to do for the most part. But right here, yeah, so I'm going to actually just cut it off like, probably cut it off like maybe, this is really hard because I can't hear it, but might just make a cut like right here mostly. Oh, when it says like new game. Okay, close enough. We'll probably just make a cut like right there. And then what I'm going to do is go back into this webcam screen and then scale this back to 100. That way when I go back to this area and then I unminimize this, I will be at 100%, and then we could just rescale from there. So now I can rescale and my webcam will be back onto full screen. because I do a lot of talking in the intro moment. So I do a lot of talking in this intro part. So I wanted to be full screen for me and then go into like transition into what I'm saying. So I'm going to put my headphones on real quick. I will kind of listen in to where, so, and also too, this track's muted. So I forgot I can get rid of this track since it's the duplicate and I don't really need it there. Then I can just move this track back up and then now that's all settled. So now I'll just take a little listen here since you guys can't hear it. So I'll listen to that real quick and then okay, cool. So I actually made that cut near perfect. So where I actually end talking the intro is right here. So where I end talking is actually like right there. Oh, is right there. So I'm going to make a cut right there. And then I'm going to, from here on out, I'm actually going to just, since it's going to be webcam full screen, I don't need my gameplay footage and I don't need that there because what I can do is apply a default transition. And as you guys see, once I go through the timeline and scrub to it, I really clicked far away. That was my fault. Once I scrub to it, you can see that it's just naturally going to fade in. So it just naturally fades in, and then it's going to be me talking. And then now I can go here and then add my webcam. Actually, I need to go here. So fun fact, good thing I made the cut. I actually need to highlight the motion and I need to actually save this as a preset. So if you go into motion and you right click and you hit save preset, we're going to go, so it would be generations tag lock. So GT, webcam 2. So now that motion's saved. So now if I want to go into my, if I want to go to my effects library and if I want to go to presets, I want to go all the way down. These are presets that I've already made. I can go all the way to my GT webcam 2, drag that right on to, I'll actually show you guys. I'll actually be like highlighted on it. So this is full screen and I don't want it to. So I'm going to drag it all the way here and then add it to my GT webcam. And boom, automatically it's formatted to the size and everything that I want. So I can actually drag my PNG back to right here. And then I can put it right here at the start. And so now this is where the bread and butter is going to happen. So if I want to go back to my generations tag lock thing and I wanted to go into my transitions, and this is where things get cool. So I really love this transition pack. So if I want to go here and if I wanted to just do a light, these ones are my favorite, like light flat. So if I want to do a flat blur, and then this one's to the right. So now I can just drag this right on here. And these are really cool because I can just drag this on here. It already has all the the track layers. And you see this little green thing. I think you can kind of see it, but it's kind of small. I want to make this line up with the beginning of my footage. So this is where I want the transition to start happening. And usually what I do is I just mute this like this thing right here, because as you can see, this is the stock footage of what the transition does. But if I just like unhighlight that, now if I go through here, I hit play, you can see it does this. I'll put this in like full screen actually, so you guys can see it better. So now I'm boom, I'm a full webcam, and then it blurs right into the layout as we start. So that's a cool tip that I just love these transition packs for, because it adds just that extra light little bit of flavor into like transitioning into your gameplay. So now we have the gameplay here. And it's going to be, so now it's just going to go mostly into just me watching this. And I know that I can actually go to this part right here because I'm going to be looking up something and I'm going to actually just make a cut right here in this dead space. So we'll just use the C and we'll make a cut, and then we will go all the way to where we start talking again. And then now that when I start talking again, I can play it and listen to me, like listen to myself talk and realize that it's my cue to like start having the action again. So now we can do this really cool thing called a ripple delete again, and boom. Now there's no dead space and we can keep moving. So, Shade, are you still in chat? Are you still here? Okay, now I see what you're talking about the other night. Cool, you answered you literally typed in chat as soon as I said it. So, yes, this is like exactly what I was talking about with separating audio tracks and making your life so much easier, because now editing, I have so much extra control over what I can do. So if this was just one video track, I wouldn't have been able to have a full webcam and then scrunch it back into a little webcam. And I wouldn't be able to do a really cool thing called nesting. And so say I wanted to zoom in on me talking. Say I want to just have a little zoom in on me talking. I would take from this cut, and then maybe we could do from like this cut right here. And then we can do what's called nesting. So if we highlight those tracks and then we go into nest and we just make it a nested sequence, what we can do now is take this, and this controls the whole motion for the entire track. If I wanted to scale, I now can scale everything in that option and put it to my webcam. So if I just wanted to like zoom in on myself and do that, we're going to make it actually like 245. Might as well try that scale out. And so make it for that, and then bring this down, and then kind of push me over a little bit until there's no black. But boom, I'm zoomed right into my webcam for, say, a comedic effect. And like, it just goes regular, so right there, it goes regular, goes in for okay, and then goes back out. So that's like a little cool depth that you can do that you just can't do if you don't record your webcam and your gameplay separately. I can't stress that enough for every new PokeTuber. Once I learned how to do this and learned how like the importance of separating like your gameplay and your webcam footage, it just made so much a world of difference for like how to edit and the possibilities that I can do while I edit. So, basically there's like so much footage I have to go through that I'm not going to be able to really get any project done with the time allotted that I have to stream. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I will 100% understand if you guys never want me to do, we might have to talk while I share my screen with you. No problem. I will gladly help you. And shameless plug again, I will be making a How to Be a PokeTuber playlist, and so you will always be able to go back to those videos if you ever have any questions, and I will look in the comments of those videos and maybe make further videos if I need to. But without further ado, I understand if you guys never want me to make a stream like this again, if it wasn't helpful, if it just looked absolute like dog crap because of my monitor, which I will try to figure out a way to save up and get a new monitor, because I've been wanting one, because I really like this ultra wide because it gives me so much screen real estate for when I'm actually editing, but it makes it so much of a pain when I actually want to record full screen applications on this like monitor. It just makes it an absolute nightmare. So I will try to save up any way that I can to maybe get a new monitor. But it might be quite a while. So I will understand if you guys never want me to do a stream like this again. I get it. It was kind of new for me, and I maybe wasn't the best at explaining or doing something, but I understand that. But I actually have to stop streaming because I'm gonna stop streaming because I gotta actually just really dive into these projects, and I can't really do that on stream. And so I think I'm going to finish these off stream. But what I was saying is, if if we want to do more streams like this in the future, we can. But if you guys absolutely hated it, I understand, because this was kind of actually like one of my lowest viewer retention streams during a quarantine time. So I know everyone's at home. I just wasn't entertaining enough for this. I would love those. Okay. I got you, Shade. I got you. So, but actually what I think I'm going to do is sign off. If anyone wants to talk or anything, feel free to DM me. Feel free to hop in the Discord server, which is linked down below. And I will answer any questions or just hang out with you guys after stream while I'm editing and doing stuff. But yeah, without further ado, I think I'm going to call this stream finished, and I apologize to everybody who I bored and or shunned away from my stream. So, but anyways, guys, I love everybody who stuck around and supported me through this. You guys are all amazing.